Welcome back to WomanScape Real Talk. My name is Rose McInerney, and you are back with 30 movies in 30 days. This is day number 2, and we are going to do, and I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint, it is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and you can tell by my wonderful cowboy boots that I'm wearing an ode to that. It's a movie that's playing right now in the theaters. It'll probably go to Apple or Google or Netflix afterwards. It's a Quentin Tarantino, and it's not classic Quentin Tarantino though. Let me give you a quick recap. So the movie is a comedy drama. It takes place in 1969, old Hollywood. There are 3 real major actors in this, a trifecta of Robbie Margot, Brad Pitt, and Leonardo DiCaprio. Brad Pitt plays this sidekick to Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo is a guy named Rick Dalton who used to star in an old 1950s Hollywood show called Bounty Law, and they say it like that for the whole movie. And he's recognized everywhere. And his sidekick is Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt is a stuntman. And so Brad drives Rick around everywhere, and he's always looking for a side or gig, but he can't seem to get hired. He's an old veteran, or he's a veteran. He's not really old. Brad Pitt's not old. But then we also have Margot Robbie, and Margot plays a Hollywood actress named Sharon Tate. Many of you will know that name. She was brutally murdered by the Charles Manson gang. And it was probably at that time that Sharon was killed that Hollywood somehow changed. There was just a sadness that happened. And of course, Sharon Tate was married to Roman Polanski, and there's a lot to say about Roman Polanski, but anyway. So Rick lives next door to Sharon Tate. He's hoping that he can revive his career if he sees her. So that's basically a recap of what happens. Do we want to see this movie? I'm going to say a resounding yes. Yes, go and see it. The reason to see it, it is being hailed as Quentin Tarantino's love letter to Hollywood, or the 1960s. It's the old school of what it was in Hollywood and how that changed. And so Quentin Tarantino, of course, as many of you know, has a long history of doing these violent movies. And so even if you didn't like Pulp Fiction or any of them, there's something really romantic and stylized by this. We get to go and see, I think somebody counted them, there's like 69 Hollywood marquees that you see in the movie, and they've all been recreated if they don't even exist anymore. So hats off to Quentin Tarantino for doing that. So I think it's romantic in that way, and what I really love about this is the Sharon Tate murder was so horrendous that Quentin changes the ending of the story, and so there's something really welcoming and wonderful about that. It ends the way you wish it would end. Okay, so I'm going to say for those reasons, definitely go and see it. I would have lots of popcorn. I always have red licorice by my side. I would definitely have those things. There's a lot of excitement. The plot changes, and there's always that unpredictability as well. Why is this important? I think that this is the first movie that Quentin has done since the Harvey Weinstein fallout, and he's not partnered with him in any way. And so it's a wonderful way, I think, for him to say Hollywood doesn't have to be all bad. So he's trying to change the story a little bit, even though he, as well as literally changes the story with Sharon. So there's lots of laughs. The comedy is worthwhile. And then there's one other thing before I go that I've got to share with you, and that final thing is, this trifecta of Brad and DiCaprio and Margot is so good. And for the first time, maybe, I don't know, because we saw a lot of this in Kill Bill, what I love about Quentin Tarantino is, the women aren't taking off all their clothes here. But we do have an amazing scene with Brad Pitt, not to be sexist or anything, but he's on top of a roof and he's taking his shirt off because it's a really hot day. Brad looks great, the movie is good, and it's a lot of fun. Anyway, so we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching, and look forward to another great movie. Thanks.